G'day everybody, it's Will Nicholas again here with a new segment that I've just come up with called Life Imitating Games. That's right, Life Imitating Games. Yes, that's right. So I've got a cross live in a moment to myself. I'm going to be interviewing Nicole and Kelly, who are going to tell us a little bit about a real life situation that actually happened yesterday whilst they were playing games. So stay tuned and enjoy Life Imitating Games. G'day everybody, it's Will here from NeveroddoreveN, and I'm joining with some breaking news about a fantastic group that had an amazing experience last night where board games and real life collided. And I'll be talking a little bit more about a particular game that references that later on. But right now I've got Kelly and Nicole with me, and they're from the Sanda Collective. Do you guys want to tell us a little bit about the Sanda Collective and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So the Sanda Collective is a group of young adults and youth who meet together from many different churches. We're our small church communities who don't have a large number of young people ourselves. So we all come together and yeah, we worship or do Bible study or things like that.
Nice. And you're in Melbourne?
Sunday. Yeah, so we're in Melbourne. We're in Brighton, Murrumbeena, and we have another group who does rural Victoria that's based out of Shepparton. And they do go up through to Albury. So
wow.
But other than that, we're a bit all over the place, so it's pretty cool.
So how often do you all get together?
So
Yeah.
we meet for camps.
Yep.
Throughout the year, but then each of the regions will meet individually throughout the year. So I'm part of the Brighton region.
Yep.
And Kelly's part of Murrumbeena region.
Okay.
But Kelly oversees the whole lot. But yeah. So when we get together, so our board games we do on the fifth Sunday of a month, we do like a social thing, and we do board games either with Brighton or with Murrumbeena. So we alternate venues.
Yep. So last night you're at Murrumbeena.
Yeah.
And
coincidentally.
Yeah, cool. And before you're interrupted, we'll get onto your interruption in a moment. What kind of board games were you playing last night?
We usually play games that are like just ones that are good for like party sort of games. So
Sure.
like we were playing like Ticket to Ride, and we play Cards Against Humanity, Cards for Good Christians.
Yeah.
Just those games that you can play as a big group, but they often don't take a lot of explaining.
Yeah.
Jungle Speed, Exploding Kittens,
Bananagrams.
Yep.
We had Sequence going. We've got like a whole bunch of other things happening. So just the selection, and we have like a few tables that happen, and people change depending on what game they would want to play.
Yep.
We also have a secret D&D group that happened like randomly, but they weren't there. So
it's a
D&D group,
a secret D&D group. So would this D&D group be a Pathfinder group or a 5th edition group, or what edition are you playing?
So I don't know. It's a secret one. I'm not too sure. But these guys I know they've got their like dungeon master, and they've got like their own little crew, and they've got they're training up another dungeon master so they can actually have another group that runs. So
this is fantastic. I was coming here on one story and I've stumbled onto another, which is great.
Yeah,
so
you're welcome.
I
stumbled across it too.
I might have to have a chat with you guys about your secret D&D group later on. I personally, I'm in a D&D group on a Monday night here at Guff in Geelong. And also I've got an online one which actually includes a number of ministers in placement. So But that's
awesome.
Also a secret group. They're little like AA meetings, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely like an AA meeting.
Great. Well, look, tell us what happened last night.
So yeah, we were just sitting down to play, like we're sitting down to a warm-up game of Bananagrams. Flipped the last couple of tiles, and I was like, man, I think I smell smoke. I think Nicole, you said the same thing on a different table.
So we were kind of looking around and we sniffed the heater just in case the heater, I don't know, church heaters are notoriously bad. And then we were like, nah, it's not the heater. So we went outside, and it was very smoky outside, and we were like, there's something going on. And so we just kind of ran towards smoke because that's the logical thing to do.
Yeah, most people running away, but you guys are running towards. That's typical gamers.
Like, this is going to be fun. So, you know, the more able-bodied went quicker than some of us. But we, so we headed down towards where the fire was. Kelly led the way. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I got there and I saw, like all these flames heading up. They were like at least like a foot higher than, the roof of a retirement home, like Spurway Retirement Village. And so, yeah, as any rational person does, I just started yelling, "There's a fire!" And managed to get a hold of like the staff members at the retirement home, and they opened the door. They're like, "Pardon?" And I was like, "There's a fire. We gotta go."
So they didn't know there was a fire at that stage?
No, they had no clue, because when you get inside, it's really well, like air conditioned and stuff like that. So it was smoky everywhere, but it wasn't in there, and so it was quite deceiving.
Yeah.
And the fire was like, next door at the shops.
Yeah, it was next door, but quite like on the wall. So at any moment, all it would take was for something to catch, and that whole place would have been up.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. All of a sudden, I walked in and I was like, "Hey guys, like I'm here to help." And then I turn around and all the young adults are there, and everyone who was playing board games is now picking people up and popping them in wheelchairs and tucking in blankets around feet and wheeling them up to the church. So
so we were all, there was about 8 of us, and we were kind of at various stages up the road. It was about 8 houses between the church and the retirement village, and so a couple of them had stayed at the church, and I was like, "Clear the space, they're coming!" And so we're just pushing tables, and board games are going everywhere, and we're just trying to bring people in, and so then we just got handed wheelchairs, and we're just pushing people up the road. And then we kind of got to a point where we're like, we don't actually know how many people are coming.
Totally.
And we don't really know where any of the staff are, because they're still getting people out. And so we were like, that's all right, we'll just tuck it out. So we had kind of, all the people were there then, and the fireys, they got there pretty quickly and did what they needed to do, but paramedics came up to join us, and police joined us to look after the residents.
Now, I read the article in the Age, so it turns out once you got them there, you put the kettle on and you got them a cup of tea, and started handing out the blankets. And
well, like any good church, we had an urn built into the wall that was always hot, so those teas are coming out straight away.
Gotta love that zip oil.
And made it even better.
A little bit too much for some of our elderly people. We had to add the cold water, but it was great. And a neighbour from down the road noticed us moving all these people, and so she brought over some milk and some biscuits, because she wasn't sure if we'd had any. So it was a whole community event. It was great.
Oh, that's good. Look, it really captured my attention, because when I was in Launceston, we used to play a game called, let's go on back to front, Flashpoint. Flashpoint is a game for 2 to 6 players, where you have to race into a burning building and get people out, and you score points by the number of people who don't die. So it sounds like from what's happened last night, you guys got a high score last night.
We only got points last night.
You got the perfect
There was only
score.
points being shared.
Yeah. Yep. So Flashpop's a cooperative game, so everybody works together. It's in the same vein as Pandemic. I don't know if you played Pandemic.
Yeah.
But everybody works together, and the game elements escalate and escalate and escalate until you kind of either win or you lose. I'm glad we won. When I saw Nicole's post this morning saying, "Have you got a game?" I went, "I've got a game. I've got the game that fits that 100%." So
it felt really harsh calling it the game of life.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "There's got to be a better game that fits with this."
Totally. We just started setting down to play like the bananagrams, flip the tiles, and so then we carried on, and then so that was our warm-up game, and then it was just so funny. And then
got real warm.
Got real warm. But Nicole's just like, well, guess our warm-up game was a game of life. So I was like, it wasn't. So guess our warm-up game was Flashpoint. So
no, that's awesome. The group, what was the general feeling of the group as they worked together to actually do this? How would you describe their demeanour while they were helping out?
Yeah. Afterwards, we had a big debrief and prayed together. So it was really, it was cool to go around the room and just listen to what people were doing and finding out. So like a lot of people, like it's everyone's out of element. Like that's no one's element of all of a sudden needing to be there in a space. But you know, what is our element is serving tea and biscuits and chatting with people and just that hospitality. And that's definitely everyone's element. And they smashed it. Like they were just incredible. And I just sat there and I was like, I am so proud of everyone right now. Like it was just amazing. So it
was really nice to hear, like some of the young adults were like, oh, and John, he's just amazing, and it was really great. And I talked to John about his grandkids, and like, wait, who's John? Oh, he was sitting next to Peter, don't you know that? And so just kind of people were like, over the hour and a half that we had these people with us, they just sat and chatted and had these like conversations, and you, like even some of the young adults in the group that you're like, oh, you're kind of socially awkward. I don't know if you're like the kind of person that you do it. They just did it, whether they did, you know, a conversation or they were the one like, I'm just going to pick up all the coffee cups. And then, you know, people just got into it. No one complained. No one was like, well, this isn't what I expected. We had a few people in the group that were kind of new to the group as well, but they were just like, yep, cool, no problem. I'm in. Where do I need to, where are the cups? I'll find them. That's fine. And because we come from so many different churches, like it's not our home, not all of us, that's Murrumbina's not our home church for all of us. So, you know, it didn't really matter though. We were just kind of like, that's all right. I'll just look through the cupboards and find what I need. And that's fine. So it was really nice. People,
it's a fabulous story of the community coming together and actually working together using the skills you've got. Definitely a great real life worker placement game where each person had to think about what it is that they could offer and how they could be in the best place. And so it's one of the things that fascinates me and that I'm doing a bit of study on at the moment is how games can actually help us in real life and assist us to be better people. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a chat with me today. Is there anything we've missed or you want to throw in just before we go?
Yeah, just to repeat that, I was just really proud of everyone and the staff and the paramedics and everyone who came there as well. Like they definitely had the medic side of the player covered. Like that was their job. But you know, just everybody just really came together and it was just an awesome space just to sit and see that like we had no idea what was planned, but you know, it was that providence of like God knew what was planned and like they were just willing to, you know, let us be a part of something that could just be a blessing across the community. So it was definitely good.
I'd love to have you guys back on another time, maybe to review one of the games that you guys love to play, and so we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Okay, till next time. Catch you later.
See you later.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Nicole. It's been a great opportunity to talk to you, and we'll certainly be hearing from both Kelly and Nicole in the future. They've got quite a bit to offer us here at Never Odd or Even. So, life imitating games, just to recap, in the session I had last night, here is the thing. The age covered it. Church members ditch board games, rescuing nursing home residents. A group of gamers sitting down to play board games as a church group smelt smoke, realised that something was amiss, went down and helped to evacuate the local nursing home from the fire. Pretty awesome, great use of worker placement and fantastic. It also reminded me particularly of this game Flashpoint. It's inspired me to get my old Flashpoint out and dust it off. It's a cooperative game for 2 to 6 players. By Indie Board and Cards, and I'll be doing a review of Flashpoint in the near future, so stay tuned for that as well. But that's all we've got time for today at Never Odd or Even. Look forward to this new segment that we're running with, Life Imitating Games. If you've got a situation that you think we should be talking about where life has imitated games, then please leave your comments, like and subscribe. It'll be a great opportunity for us to be able to increase this segment, and I'll have you on just like I did with Kelly and Nicole. All right, thanks everyone. I'll catch you all later on.